What a weekend. Chaos is something that's usually created within the regime that's happening in the United States to get you to be apathetic about everything. If there's too much going around and flying in your face, you can't focus on one thing. So we can't mobilize and we can't stand up for what's right. The goal to things being chaotic is to make sure that things frustrate you enough to where you just say, I can't. I can't. The hard part comes is when there's no control over the chaos. This past 48 hours has been crazy, wild. Brown University had a shooting there that ended up with, I believe, 2 dead, 9 plus injured. And then over in Australia, over a dozen dead on the first night of Hanukkah in an anti Semitic attack. A passerby, innocent bystander, took the guy out and got his gun out of the way. And then last night we saw the news come out that director Rob Reiner, and his wife were slain by their son. And in all this, the person who's supposed to be the leader of the free world, the person that sits at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, has not an ounce of empathy. About Brown University, he said, things happen. To the 9 that are injured, get well fast, I guess. That's a quote. Nothing nothing to say about the anti-Semitism in Australia. And I know that's a different country. We still should stand with our Jewish brothers and sisters and everybody in between all over the world, because that was a direct attack on them. And about Rob Reiner and his wife being slain, I didn't like him anyway. And then there was more to that was worse. I wonder what it's like to be a Republican right now. Because there are Republicans who stood today and said, I condemn the words of Tupe Fiasco. But that's who you put all your life, all your career up for. Him. I just keep thinking about the kids at Brown University and how their whole lives has been mass shootings. How some of those injured have been injured at other shootings. Those that weren't injured have been in shootings. How they have gone through these shooting drills. As millennials, we grew up with fire drills. I guess in the South, you had tornado drills. It breaks my heart to get a text and see that my kids are undergoing lockdown drills. Especially my oldest, because he's autistic and ADHD. And it's not instinct in him to zip it if everybody gets. And I don't want that for other people's kids either. It really is a scary thing. And I know a lot of people are like, yeah, but like Second Amendment, yeah. I hear you. I understand what you're saying. I get it. If you are for the Second Amendment, if you have your weapon, you are law abiding and everything else, what's wrong with having everybody go through the process, right? A lot of people say, well, cars could be weapons. Yeah. That's why we get people driving classes. They're mandated. That's why you get a permit. That's why you then get a driver's license. When you buy a car, you got to get it registered. Why can't we do the same thing? There was an assault weapons ban at one point, and it helped. There were loopholes that we would need to close and stuff, but we gotta make sure we gotta take these out of the hands of people that don't need them. You don't need them. You mean harm upon other people. And if you are good, what's the harm in going through the process yourself, right? And as of at least an hour ago, I didn't see that they actually caught the guy. The FBI just put out something really fast that said that they did. We got it. Now's the time. We need to go into Congress with this tsunami, and we gotta put it into place. We really do. And everybody should fall in line with that. Everybody should want this. We gotta make, all we're doing is say, well, the National Guard should be in these cities, and that's how we make this world safer. No, cities are safe. This is how we make our country safer. We got to stand up against anti-Semitism. We really do. We got to protect our people. And we got to stand up for mental health and getting people the help they need with a lot of stuff, including our vets. I know it's hard through all these tragedies because it feels like it's just one after another and it's hard to breathe. Take a break. Scroll through something else. Find pets. Find dogs being weird. Look at the words on beat challenge and watch the grown men not be able to name a color correctly. Take a break. And then come back with it later. Because we're going to come back stronger. And it's all of us for all of us.